Yeah, so oh, so yeah, so today I want to talk about some people it's so easy to love, but why is it? Some people it's easy to love, no care how bad they is or how bad they come across. But some people it's so hard to love, no care good days or how good they come across. And why is that? I don't know. I just feel like the one that is easy to love, no care how bad they come across or how bad it is a person who probably is more open to love or to the idea of love, more giving, more understanding, and more forgiving as well. The person who is hard to love and care good them is a person who hold on to grudge, don't know how to properly communicate. Everything is a problem and nothing inside themselves can make them happy. A person who also hard to love is a person who you had to cut, you had to give them some kind of blood or buy something expensive in order to make them happy. It's like their happiness comes a lot from materialism. Person who is easy to love is a person who, is happy with little, contented with little. A person who is easy to love is a person who loves themselves and everyone around them. A person who is easy to love is a selfless person. A person who think about themselves and everybody who is involved. A person who's hard to love is a selfish person, is a shallow person, and is a person who need validation. Person who's hard to love and also hard to please is a person who constantly need reassurance, who place their value on everything outside of them, and they don't see their worth yet, but yet they want. In order to them see their own worth, they can't. They rather people to validate them or to, a person who is hard to love is a person who feel like they're better than any and everybody for whatever reason. A person who is easy to love is a person who know nobody's above them nor below them and see everybody and treat everybody as equal. A person who is hard to love is a person who is ungrateful, constantly complaining, and they don't see the cup half full. Instead, they look for every little bitter thing to bicker around and nanga. A person who is easy to love is a person who I don't know. Also, a person who is hard to love is a person who loves power, who obsessed with power, who is obsessed with being in control, who try to control everything and everyone around them because that gives them some sense of belonging to be in control. A person who is easy to love, a person who is easy to love don't try to control anything but allow everything to free flow. There's so much. There's so many. Last night we make a video I was smoking. We talking about so many reasons why a bad person is very easy to love and a good person is hard to love. And we last night we even went as far to use the example of a prostitute. Last night we went as far to use the example of a prostitute. Why a prostitute is easy to love? Because say a man go to buy sex, a prostitute gonna make sure that he get the best sex ever. A person who's easy to love is always a person who is focused on the present moment. You understand? And is more happy and joyful, and that is all they seek. Happiness, truth and light and all these different things. A person who's hard to love is not as happy nor joyful, and as they said, the happiness come outside of themselves. They had to do things for them to feel happy, or they had to receive things in order for them to feel happy. They had to have someone to feel happy. They had to have a certain things to feel happy. Happiness is not within them. you know, and they are to please, because if they don't have that certain thing, they're not going, they tell themselves they're not happy, and they act as such, you know. A person who is easy to love as well is a person who don't care about what nobody thinks but themselves and the partner. Person is hard to love, trying not only try to please them partner, but try to please everybody, or try to care about what people think, to the point that they would rather please the majority than to please themselves, you know. So there's so many reason, but I gonna stop here. We was talking about it last night, but as I said, I gonna stop here. So see you when I see you. Remember to stay hydrated and to stay moisturized. Doodles.